Oh my god, my M4 class is low-key dope. My job. So I didn't have time. God damn. We just went kind of crazy there, low key. You guys like that feed? So what's up guys, it's here by Nino Quadji. Welcome back to another video of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer. With every platform having access to Modern Warfare 2, you know, the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and the PC, I decided to make a settings video, in particular, you know, pretty much covering controller settings and as well as the other settings in this game. I will make a specific PC settings video in the near future, probably like later today to be honest. I just wanted to do it on my PS5 real quick so that Xbox players and even some PC players can get some of the general settings here and emulate them so you guys can have the best performance possible here on Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer. If that sounds good to you, make sure you guys drop a like in the video, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. We upload amazing content here in the channel, including gameplay, tips and tricks, and other random videos on Call of Duty. So if that sounds good to you, definitely stick around. We'll be getting a lot of Juggernaut medals this year, and nukes, if there's actually a nuke in the full game. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and look at the settings. So in order to look at the settings, just press start in your controller. If you have a controller, you got to go over here to where it says settings, and we can go to the settings. So for my button layout preset, I have bumper jumper tactical flipped, and this basically makes it so that I jump with L2 and I aim in with L1. I drop shot or slide with R3, and I melee with circle. This is just the best way to run in this game. It helps you bunny hop a lot. Like legit pressing L2 to bunny hop is super easy, and you'll have a tactical advantage against other players, especially because rushing in this game is really nerfed. You know, you can slide cancel, but it takes too many button combinations. It's just easier to just bunny hop fools, and it works out pretty well. For stick layout preset, I got default, controller vibration off, trigger effect off. You don't really need that because, I mean, unless you want to, I just don't see the use in it. Might, you know, get you more immersed in the game, but there's no point to it. Horizontal stick and vertical stick sensitivity are going to be both 8 and 8. It's the perfect sensitivity for me personally. It's not too slow, it's not too fast. Obviously this is going to be more personal preference. You can make it like higher, you can make it all the way to freaking 20 if you want to go crazy with it, but then just keep in mind it might be a little bit harder to control. So I think 8 and 8 is like the perfect freaking combo. ADS sensitivity multiplier, I either go 0.9 or 0.8. Either one of these is like really nice. It makes your aim stickier when you're aiming down sights, which means you'll be able to lock down your opponents really easily. For sensitivity multiplier here, I pretty much just left it all on default. They're all really nice in their own way, like especially the tablet sensitivity multiplier. Like if you're running like the precision airstrike or the mortar bomb and you need to put on the little bombs wherever the case is, the cursor becomes a little bit faster with that. So that's pretty cool if you want to change that, but honestly I just left the default, not really need to change anything. Vertical aim axis, I just left it all on standard. Aim down sight behavior, hold automatic sprint off. I don't really like automatic sprint because if you run into a camper, then you're low-key screwed. So I just don't think automatic sprint is the way to go. Equipment behavior, hold. All of this should be default except for interact reload behavior. I like prioritize reload because it allows you to reload really quickly and allows you to interact quickly as well. So just press square to tap and it's nice. Armor plate behavior, if there are any armor plates, I just put apply all so that it gets all the armor plates in. For advanced controller settings, we have target aim assist on. Aim assist type is just better to leave it on default or black ops, just either one is good. Precision or focusing will not help you though, because they actually hurt you in some ways. So just leave it on default or black ops. Aim response curve type is going to be dynamic. This just allows you to have really sticky aim. A lot of the pro players use it. I've used this since Modern Warfare 2019. I used it in Cold War and I used it in Vanguard. And I swear, I hardly miss shots with this aim response curve type. It helps a ton. ADS sensitivity multiplier focus, I just leave it at 1. No point in changing it. Instant for transition timing. Custom sensitivity per zoom. You can change this to on. I pretty much just have left it off, but I'd probably just do this. And then for the higher zoom optics, I usually put them at like 1.2 more or less, because you know, they're a little bit slower and a little bit harder to kind of aim with. So that's how I would go about it if you were to change those. Input den zones, these are pretty important. Left stick minimum and right stick minimum, I pretty much put at like 0.7, 0.8 more or less. And then L2 button dead zone, these should be all the way off because they're your L2 and R2, which means you want to be able to like instantaneously hit those, especially if you're going to be shooting with them. So leave those off. Sprint tactical behavior, I just put toggle. Auto move forward should be off just because once again you don't want to be caught lacking, especially in this game. Tactical sprint behavior, double tap, grounded mantle on, partial off, standard, plunging movement. Nothing crazy here. What else is important? Not sure if there's anything else really important here. I'm just looking through. Yeah, everything else is pretty much default here. So that's it for controller settings. Moving on, we're going to be going to the graphic settings now. On-demand texture streaming on, and I have auto and no download limits. Just doesn't matter. World motion blur and weapon motion blur should 100% be off though, because if you guys look at the screen or whatever, if there is a dude peeking around that corner, it'd be hard to see him with all the blur going off. So it's just better to remove blur as much as possible, because then you'll be able to see your opponents faster, thus allowing you to win gunfights faster as well. Film grain should be 0, just makes the game look better. Depth field off. Fidelity FX cast. Some people like having this on. If you have this on, it will make the game look nicer. I personally just have it off. I don't feel like I need it personally, but yeah, experiment with both on and see how you feel about it. For our field of view, we got it max to 120 because, you know, we got to see as much as the map as possible. We have independent because over affected. I like independent because I'm able to look at my opponents farther away a lot easier, and if I can locate my targets like that, then I'll be able to take more wins in gunfights at long range targets. Affected is nice if you're going to be in close quarters combat more, but then you're going to be at a disadvantage in longer range combat. So it's up to you how you want to do things. I just like independent because it just helps out the most. Weapon field of view is going to be wide. It makes your weapon look as smaller as possible so that it doesn't block up your entire screen. You know, if you put narrow, it's going to take up too much of the gun, which is not good. Third person field of view, make sure you guys max this out if you're going to be playing third person. Vehicle field of view is going to be wide. Once again, it's very similar to the weapon field of view. You know, you want your card to not really take up too much of the space of your screen. Brightness, you can set that however. In safe area, that's another thing. So audio wise, we have headphone bass boost. This is going to help you hear footsteps the best, in my opinion. Master volume at max, music volume at 0, dialogue volume at 30, so that, you know, other people talking to really mess around with you. Effects volume is going to be at 100. You need this to be at 100 and master volume to be at 100 to really hear footsteps as much as possible. Obviously, this might hurt your ears though, so you can lower it if you want, but just know you're going to be losing that much of an advantage in hearing footsteps. So adjust to your heart's content. Just make sure effects volume is higher than music and dialogue volume, and it'll help you a ton. Subtitles, I don't really personally run subtitles for my videos because I feel like it'd be too distracting for you guys. But if I was just somebody that didn't make content or anything and I was just trying to play well at the game, I would personally have them all on. You know, being able to see the callouts and everything, you know, happen, and you can read the callouts and everything is very nice, because sometimes you might miss an auditory response, especially if like the announcer is delayed because a lot of stuff is going on. Reading the subtitles can help you a ton. So I recommend having them on. I just have them off because, you know, I make content. And then everything else here should be default. And yeah, I think that's about it. Interface, let's see, is there anything important? Oh yeah, of course, interface is very important. Yeah, I thought there was advanced settings for graphics, but subtitles we've already talked about. Let's see, color customization, you can change the color of like everything here if you want. That's more for your own personal preference. I haven't changed anything. Minimap shape should be square. I believe it is square now by default. You should not have round. You know, round minimaps are just not the way to go. Minimap rotation on, all of this on. Full names if possible, and then telemetry, you can have server latency and packet loss showing off on your screen so you guys know if you're lagging or not. It's really nice to see. And then you also have the connection meter here, so I'm gonna turn this off just because having these two already shows like what's going on, though this is nice too in case you always want to see it. So yeah, I think that should be it for these settings. Let me know if these settings help you guys. These settings have helped me, and I've dropped 10 Juggernaut medals, at least in the first weekend of the beta. And with the second week of the beta, like, I'm gonna be dropping even more, especially because the advanced UAV is available. So make sure you guys stay tuned. You guys are beautiful and amazing. I'm really tired right now. I need to get some rest before playing, but hope you guys can vibe with the energy and hope these tips help you. Definitely look forward to the videos, and just know that you're beautiful and amazing. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. I love you all.